Alright, today I'm going to take a stab at explaining graphite pencils. I get a lot of people asking me what type of pencil that I like to use, so I'm going to explain that. We're going to start off with a standard HB pencil. Now, if you buy a set of art pencils, you'll notice that HB is one of the pencils. Now, HB basically refers to the grade of the pencil, and you've also got a cousin there, F. And the F pencils and the HB pencils, actually the graphite inside of it, are very similar. So I'm putting them in the same place on the graph that you're going to see here in just a minute. Now HB is really kind of a middle grade pencil. It's a pretty common pencil. So we're going to start off with HB. Now there are H pencils as well. And if you buy one of those sets, again, you'll see these H pencils. They go from H to 9H, okay? Now, why the H? Well, going back to HB, HB's kind of confused. He's not sure if he's an H pencil or a B pencil, so he's in the middle. Now, H to 9H, the grade of the graphite there gets harder. So a 9H pencil is actually a harder grade of graphite than an H pencil. 5H is a little bit softer than 7H, if that makes sense. So why and how would that affect the mark that you make? Well, a harder graphite is going to create a lighter mark because when you rub it over a surface, less of the graphite actually goes onto the surface of the paper. So a 9H is going to make a lighter mark. Makes sense, right? So let's take a look here at the grades of the graphite and how they might look if you were to make a mark on the surface. So you can see here that the 9H pencil is considerably lighter than a 2H pencil. So if you're going to be making lighter marks, you might be tempted to use a 9H pencil, but hold that thought for a minute, because when you use a harder graphite, because it's harder, it makes impressions onto the surface of your paper, which might cause some problems. So let's talk about the other side of things, and those are the B pencils, and they go B, 2B, 3B, 4B, all the way down to 9B. And since we just talked about the H pencils being harder, you might go ahead and deduce that the B pencils, well, they're softer. So B is going to be a softer, or actually a harder pencil than 9B. 9B is going to be a softer pencil. And as a result, it's going to make a darker mark, okay? So what would be the advantage of using a B pencil? Well, you got more variety in the value that you create, because you can push down harder than 9B, get a really dark value, like you see here, or you can push kind of lightly and you can still get a mark kind of like a 2H. So you can get a full variety of value with just one of the darker pencils. So which pencil do I use most of the time? Well, I stick between 4B and 6B most of the time when I'm doing my demonstrations, but occasionally I'll pick up an HB. By the way, an HB on the street, we call it a number 2 pencil. So if you've ever wondered why that you've got a number 2 pencil and where that number comes from, to be honest with you, I'm not real sure, but I know it's an HB pencil. Okay, so I hope that this explains a little bit the different grades of graphite that you find in your pencil. Okay, this has been another video tutorial brought to you by thevirtualinstructor.com.